Hi folks, and welcome to Conan Exiles. So, earlier this week, the Conan Exiles devs did a live stream where they announced the new upcoming age, and that age is the Age of War. And from what we're hearing from them, it's basically looking at a revamp of the Purge system, and in Chapter 1, we are going to start amassing our treasure hoard, so they've classed that as Clan Hordes. They're also going to give us some clan emblems and a pretty drastic change to combat and weapons. Then come Chapter 2, we will take the treasure that we've amassed in our Clan Horde through Chapter 1 and we'll be able to use that to call in purges, a revamped purge. So instead of them coming at a random time, we can basically call in a purge, and the difficulty of the purge will be based on the treasure that we've amassed. Then finally in Chapter 3 we'll have what they call PvE sieges. We will be able to apparently lay siege to the NPC's camp or castle or something along that and try and win back and the treasures that they have amassed in there. So that's all very interesting. But we can currently test what's in Chapter 1. This is the public beta client that I'm on just now. So the first thing that they have listed is Clan Hordes. So if I pop downstairs, I have built a little treasure room down here. And this is where we keep our Clan Horde, our hoard of treasures. And that is done by building a room and placing this placeable, which is known as the treasure coffer, and you can put your smaller treasure items in there. So we've got gold and silver coins, gold and silver dust, gold and silver bars. And when we put that in there, this guy who comes with the coffer, he's our little accountant. He keeps track of everything that we've got. So he can amass, we've got 1,000 gold coins at 10, a value of 10 per coin, which gives us 10,000. 500 gold dust at 10 per gold dust, 5,000. And we've got 1,000 gold bars at 100 per bar, which gives us 100,000. Then we've got the same for the silver. And then we've got this harp, amphoria, and the gold piles of gold coins we've got 3 of. And you can see them here, these gold piles. And they are crafted in the artisan's bench. So if we pop into the artisan bench, I guess this will probably have a better icon come live. But there's 3 possible coin piles that we can craft. The first one takes 100 gold coins. The second one is 100 silver coins. And the third one is 50 gold and 50 silver. So, and then it allows you to place these placeable. The resolution of the gold coins is not exactly brilliant, but never mind. Finally, the other things are this harp here, and in fact, my cats have disappeared. That's interesting. Right, so this harp and this embellished amphoria, they were found in chests. I've been around the map looking in various camps to try and find out where you get these treasures from, and I think one of these was perhaps in Mounds of the Dead, and I think one of these was in New Azagarth, and they're in a chest. You pick them up, so I can return them to my inventory, and they're in my inventory, but then you can place them down again, and when you go to place you can see this effect, and anywhere that effect is, that means it's an area that will be counted by our accountant chap there. If I place that down, well, in fact, let me pick it up first. And the harp is now missing from his list. If I then place it, it makes a little... Can you interact? Hear that? Plays the harp. And when we look at him, we now have a gilded harp for 1,000. So they're like the smaller ones. But I did have a gold cat that I got from the, what's it called? This ship over here in Buccaneers Bay. Jamila's something or other. Jamila's Liberty ship. Right at the very top, right where the captain is, I found the gold cat. And they're one of the larger ones. Ah, okay. let me see if I can just bring one of them in, if I can find it in the admin panel. So what is that? It's none of them. Derketo Cat Idol, that's one there. So... oh, I can't place it down in the world though. Well, that doesn't work. Yeah, okay. What if I just drop it? Can I drop it? Nope, it's just a bag. Okay, right, so when you find them, they're larger items, and you pick them up and you carry them in your hands. They're not in your inventory, you actually carry them in your hands. And you have to walk with them in your hands. And you can't run, it slowly walks with them, and if you do anything like jump, or climb, or take damage, or pull out a weapon, you drop it on the ground, and you have to deal with whatever you're dealing with, and you can pick it up, and then you slowly walk again. So, that seems to be a bit of a strange system, because it's like, at the moment you can't put them on your mounts, you can't put them on your thralls, so it looks like you're going to have to slowly carry them, and carry them to a transportery stone, or to a map room, and try and teleport back to your base that way. Because there's no way you've got to walk very slowly all the way from New Asgarth back to your base, or from Buccaneers Bay back to your base, or wherever that is. So, unfortunately, they've disappeared. After I set them up this afternoon, they have disappeared today. But they were worth, I think it was 3,000 points, or 2,000 points, something like that. But yeah, so that's the idea, is you'll gather these treasures, you'll gather gold and silver, and you'll bring them back to your base and you store them in your coffer. I will just let you see, if I run outside on the flat ground, I will just let you see how big they are. Let me go into creative mode so I can bring it up. Decoration, storage, no, clan, coffer. Too close to an existing copper. Okay, so if I run over here, you can kind of just faintly see the circle. That's the range of the coffer and how big that area that he'll detect your treasure will be in. So, okay, that's clan coffers, clan hordes and the coffers. The next thing we'll look at is this banners here with the clan emblem. So if we run in here, you get this new workstation called the Clan Emblem Workbench. Now you have to be in a clan, even if you're a single player on a single player server, you have to just create a clan, which you just go in here and type a name of a clan, that creates the clan for you. You'll then be able to access this, and you have a foreground image and a background image. So cross swords, prancing pony, a fish, 3 arrows, a tower, which that's the one that was used in the hint that they were given last week. There is these other ones, another 5. Is there any more? 6, 7 more, but they're all locked. So how we unlock that, not sure. Potentially something in the battle pass, potentially something in the bazaar. Possibly you find them around the world, we're not sure yet, but there's 5 foregrounds available to you, and there are 5 backgrounds available to you, and again the rest are locked. And you pick your item in the foreground, you can set its colour, what colour you want, the saturation of that colour between white and full colour, and the value again to bring it to darker or not. If I put that back to sort of yellow, what did I have? Swords, something around there. And then the backgrounds, you can have checkerboard, banner that way, that way, and that way. Pick your colour, your saturation and the value. You can set who in your clan has able to change this, so only the leader or officer and above or member above or everybody. And whoever change it, it'll change for everybody in the clan. You apply that, then you have 2 kinds of banners. You got these banners here, and you've got those banners hanging up on the wall, and also you have a shield that you can craft that will also have the banner on it. We did see in the battle pass that there will be another shield. It's like a big round shield with like antlers around the edge. It'll also show your banner. Apparently in PvP, if you kill someone and take their shield off of them, the banner insignia will change to your insignia and not theirs, so that would have been nice. So you've got like a trophy of somebody you've taken away, but no, you get the shield will change to your banner. But that's a nice little feature, and there's also like a saddle barding for your horse that shows it, but I can't find that in the admin panel, so potentially that is going to come in the battle pass or something. It's just not there yet, but we'll see. Right, the next part we have is the combat rework. So the main part of the combat rework is a huge change to stamina, and the amount of stamina that you use for attacks and for jumps has been dramatically increased. However, there is now faster stamina regen. So if I show you with the short sword, the typical short sword attack that you've probably seen me doing many a times is one heavy attack for the lunge and then multiple fast jabs on the light attack. So if we do that, you can see we've got 165 stamina. My build, I've got 2 perks into grit with the 25% faster stamina regen as well. And if I go heavy, light. So that's used up almost all my stamina. But if you can see, it comes back. And I am wearing heavy armor here. I've got the redeemed Silent Legion armor. So if you wear medium or even light armor, it'll get even faster regen. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 light attacks with a short sword and I'm out of stamina. But you can see I have to regen again. So the idea behind this is that you just can't like stun lock someone. The idea is you're supposed to go in, attack, and then you dodge or whatever to let your stamina go, and then go again, attack. And all that time it kind of lets them get a hit in, which you can either block with your shield or dodge out of the way. And it's a bit more of an ebb and flow type combat. So you attack, they attack, you attack, they attack, until one of you is dead. So that's the idea behind that. If I bring out the greatsword again, you can see that we have light, and look how much stamina that light attack has taken up. A lot. Heavy attack, heavy attack, heavy attack, heavy attack. You get the four combo in. Heavy. So it uses a lot of stamina, but to compensate that, what they've done is they've made the weapons do more damage. So less stamina, so a bit more ebb and flow, but more damage with each weapon. So let's see, can we see? Star Metal Greatsword, 51 damage, 20 armor press. I'm not sure if the figures have actually changed on the weapons, but the damage that you'll do with them is more. Right, okay. What they've also done along with this is they've nerfed the HP of mobs and also your thralls. So bosses, such as the bosses like the dragons that would have been, I don't know, 14, 15,000 are now sort of 8,000 HP. The ones that were like kind of 12,000 are now more like 4,000 HP. But they do more damage and you do more damage too. You can see here, so we've got a Delincia. So Delincia used to have 3,000 something HP at level 0. This is a level 0 one. It's now got 2,745. When leveled fully up to level 20, didn't get the best perks on this one. It's 3,496, so still pretty decent. She didn't get the best perks. Jack of all trades, which is okay. Fit, which is okay. but Warden, which reduced her vitality by 5 and increased her agility by 8. So that last Warden one really crippled this Delencia. It could have been a lot better. Something else to notice is, you notice this Delencia has got a Star Metal Axe, and this one has got a Star Metal Mace. So Delencia always used to come with a Star Metal one-handed sword. It seems to be random now, what weapon you get. And if we pop over this side, we've got the Cimmerian Berserker. So Cimmerian Berserker comes in at level 0 at 2,549. So slightly less than Delencia. Yeah, 200 less than Delencia. This one leveled up. This one got 3,502. You can see the stats. It got an agility boost, a vitality boost, a grit boost, and a strength reduction. So really bad stats as well. Only had 55% chance of growth and vitality, so that could have been better too. But still 3,500 health, so that's still pretty decent. And they both got a pretty large damage multiplier boost. I seem to remember Delencia used to be like a 1.6 damage multiplier. She's now like 2 point something, so much better. In addition, they have introduced some new 2 skull bosses. So as well as the 1 skull and the 3 skulls, there's now a medium boss that's a 2 skull boss. But looking around the map, I haven't been able to find one yet, so I'm afraid I can't show you any of them, but I'm sure we'll start working out over the next few days where they are. And then one other change they've made to combat. So again, if I go into admin panel and spawn it in here. Wildlife elephant. There we go. So big creatures like elephants and dragons used to be a bit of a nightmare with their how do you get out that gate? But the targeting system used to target way up here somewhere in the body, whereas now you can target multiple areas. So that's the back leg there, go back left leg, and there's the front leg. And there we go. So it's got multiple targeting areas. So if you use the targeting system like that, you can click on points and then you're fighting at our actual leg and not trying to aim way up high. That just knocked that one straight through the wall. Okay, right, so that is the combat system. The other change that's kind of related to that is the weapon system. So what we can see is that my Star Metal short sword, the Star Metal great sword, and my Star Metal bow have got a purple outline around it. So is the shield. They've got the purple outline, which means they are epic items. So top level, or not quite top level, but 1 level down epic item. Where the predatory blade is a legendary weapon. And the big difference is that the weapon has got a boost. So predatory blade used to have 97 damage and 1350 durability. You can now see that without any mod kits on it, it's 108 damage and, well, it did have 2600 durability on it. The big difference is there are no more legendary weapon repair kits. So if I go into admin panel and go for weapon repair, what's that under here? You can see we've got simple, weapon, advanced, master and grandmaster weapon repair kits. No more legendary weapon repair kits. So the highest level is grandmaster. I have a grandmaster here, and if I apply it to cannot be repaired, it didn't work. So legendary weapons can no longer be repaired. They have, okay, it's got double the durability and it'll last for as long as it can. It'll wear down and then it'll get to a point where you have to decide, right, it's unsafe to use this anymore because it's now going to be destroyed. And you can either hang it on the wall as a decoration, or you can presumably stick it in the dismantler and get some goods from it. But you cannot repair legendary weapons, and the Numidian helmet and the Godbreaker boots don't work on it either. They are designed to be, you use them until they're worn out and then you throw them away or stop using them and use something else, which is a interesting change. The epic kits can be repaired by the Grandmaster Weapon Repair Kit, but every time you repair them, their durability will not go all the way back up again. So eventually it'll start getting a red bar down here, where it'll be less and less durability until such point that it's no longer effective to use it anymore, and you have to craft or obtain another one. So that's rather interesting changes to the weapons system there. Okay, so that's the main topics that's happening in the game. There are other changes that are happening that are not the big bullet points on the roadmap, and they are the Catan caravans are gone. Everywhere where the Catan caravans were before, you could hand in your Sorcerer's Skulls and you could get your weapons and your tools, they're not there anymore. So if you have any skulls or things that you need to hand in to the Catan caravans, you need to do that before the end of the Age of Sorcery and before the Age of War starts. Because let's say they're gone. Kurak's dungeon is still there. You can still enter it using the blood crystals from Mekmos' Spire, and you can still go in there and defeat Kurak. And if, just as before, you could turn in the head of Kurak and get a Magi cache, which would have some goodies in it. But obviously that's the only way to get obelisk coins or the goodies these days, is to actually complete that dungeon. So that's obviously a very much of an end game thing. So no more early legendary weapons, no more black blood tools. That's gone from the game now, which in my opinion is good, because kill a couple of sorcerers in Noob River and get yourself a legendary weapon that could do you all the way through the end game. That wasn't really in the best interest of the game. It made it a bit too easy. So there are, from what I found so far, when I was flying around the map looking for locations of the different treasures, there are two rather major changes to the map, but I'm fully aware that lots of people don't want the spoilers of finding out what they are. So what I'm going to do now is I will put up on the screen the timestamp of what to skip forward to if you don't want the spoilers. And I'll give you a little countdown before I disappear over there, and there'll also be a chapter. I'll put chapters in the video, and I'll either see you at the new location if you want to see it, or I'll see you in the next section of the video if you don't want the spoilers. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, welcome back to the spoiler section. So we're over here and we're at Mekmos' Spire. So if I turn round, you can see it's in a bit of disarray. The palisades have all been knocked over. There's some stuff destroyed over here. The big walls broken. We head up the stairs. Still Catans around here, but just everything looks damaged and destroyed. There's obviously been a bit of a battle here. This is the Age of War after all. Is a merchant. So the merchant does still sell weapons for ancient obelisk, but like I was saying, it's rather difficult unless you've kept your ancient obelisk. It's rather difficult to obtain them now. What are you? You're also a merchant, so he does supply materials. Let's head up the stairs. The blood crystal's gone. Mekmos is gone. The princess is gone. Over here is this another merchant. Yep, selling the black blood hatchet. You can still activate the transportery stone for 30 blood crystals to get into the dungeon, so that still works. All that's been all knocked over. The traders are still here, so these are the guys that you sell this severed head of Kurak for the caches to get the stuff. And here is Mekmosis, or at least there is Mekmosis' head in a basket. But weirdly,
greetings, exile.
He'll still speak to you. You can still learn the Acolyte set. There's a bunch of lore if you talk to him, but we won't do that in this video. We'll save that to the actual live launch. More destruction over here. Master Carver Huang is still here, so you can still learn Golem Constructors. Is Golem still on the bench? You're just a fighter. Yeah, so Mekmosis' Spire has changed quite dramatically, which is kind of expected, because now that sorcery is all finished. So okay, right, we'll now teleport over to the next location that was rather surprisingly has changed quite considerably. Okay, see you very, very soon. Okay, so we're over here and we're at just outside the ruins of Al-Marah, and this is the location the Catan Caravan used to be, just right here. So we head over here and head up the slope. Where has everybody gone? This was the ruins of Al-Matah. This was the ruins, and there was a whole pile of people here. But also, this large rock has appeared in the middle that wasn't there before. And if we go in here, we can see there's some crates and there's some foundations. And more foundations. And we come up here. Nothing. More crates and stuff down here. And I've yet to be able... None of these are interactable. There's nothing in them. I've yet to find any books or any pieces of paper with any info. So there's the odd bit here of little bits of ruins that's left, but most of it has been destroyed. This large rock has appeared, which is a bit strange. How that's managed to come up. Couple of walls, look, sitting ready to get put up. Where is everybody? There's some shells and some more crates on them. All very interesting. So I don't know if this is going to become a bit of more of a major location in a future chapter, because there's no information here at all. That other little part over there, that's still there, but nothing. There was a Dogs of the Desert camp here. You could get, this is where I came from, a hyena armor when I was doing my nomadic challenge, but it's all gone, been replaced by this little bits and bobs that are lying, and this huge rock there as well. All very strange. Okay, I'm going to see you back at base. Okay, welcome back to base. So for those of you who skipped past everything, it's a spoiler-free zone from now on. So other options or other changes that are going to be happening, other than those ones that we just talked about, as a new option is going to be added to servers for drop items on death. So at the moment, by default, the option is to drop everything on death. You can set, or in the easier modes, it's drop nothing on death, so you respawn in your bed, you've got all your stuff with you. They're going to add a new option called drop backpack. So you'll still keep your armor, you'll still keep your weapons that are on your hotbar, but anything you had in your backpack will be dropped, and you'll have to go and get it if you want to go and get it. That sounds like an interesting middle ground anyway. And because the Age of Sorcery has gone, the eclipse at night time has gone as well, but they've made a bit of a change to the lighting, that there'll be a little bit kind of light that will follow you around, so you'll be able to see a little bit better at night time, and it'll be quite a short range, but as you run up to things you'll be able to see things relatively okay. And it's kind of a bit of a middle ground between the light that you got from the eclipse in the chapter 3 and the complete darkness that you quite often get in the game. So that's everything for chapter 1 that we know about at the moment. They did give the roadmap with very brief details about what's coming in future chapters. So obviously we'll have the Purge revamp and then the Sieges in chapter 3. They're also talking about you'll get ambush, so that big treasures, when you're taking your treasures back to your base, you'll have potentially, I think they actually said it was going to be Relic Hunter treasure seekers will come and attack you and try and get the treasure off of you. So that's make a nice interesting modification. They're also talking about the upgrade of what you find in chests, because it's so annoying when you're doing high level dungeons. You open up a chest and it's got a couple of bits of bones and some plant fibre in it. So they're going to say that's going to change. You won't find base materials like plant fibre, wood, bones. It'll be crafted materials and potentially other armour and maybe unique armour and weapon pieces might be in there too. So that sounds like it's good. I'm a bit unclear, but there's going to be a change to aggro. Because of the new combat system and the stamina, you won't really be able to fight. Like if you go into the Black Galleon, sorry, or New Azagarth, you can quite easily get swamped and have 6 or 7 mobs all fighting you at the same time. So that's going to be reduced to what I believe is going to be 3. And even if you pull more, the other ones will stand around goading, waiting for their turn. So you should only be fighting a maximum of 3 people at a time, even in a big group. Which, that sounds good. And they also talked about adding vitalities. So a bit, I don't know if it's like a bit Mortal Kombat, that when you get a mob or a creature or a person down to low health, you'll get the option to do a single execute fatality blow, which sounds pretty gruesome, but we're used to gruesome deaths in Conan Exiles now. And they also hinted there's a new mount coming, but they wouldn't give any details or when it is and what kind of mount it would be. So that's everything. All we've got to do now is, when is this going to be available? Well, I'm playing this on the public beta client right now, so if you're on PC in Steam, you'll see next to Conan Exiles in your library, you'll see Conan Exiles public beta client. You can download that client and you can come and play and you can test stuff out right now. That was available from last week. And what they say, the live game will be released, if all goes well, on the 22nd of June 2023. So basically in a month's time, as long as everything goes okay on the beta testing, no major issues come up, it will be launched then. So, that's it. That's a recap of everything that's going to be coming in the new Age of War, or at least Chapter 1 of the Age of War. And we're looking forward to seeing what happens and how we're going to cope with this new combat system, and what we're going to do to go out and get treasure, and how we're going to get back to our bases again. But that'll do for today. Thank you so much for watching, as always. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye now.